In this chapter, I talked about my pastor friend, and we really were friends. I first met him when he hired me as his school principal. He pastored a church that had a Christian school, and he brought me in to be their principal. And so for a while, he was my boss, but we quickly became friends and did so many things together. He had been a Green Beret before he had come to Christ. Matter of fact, one time we were out in the yard fixing something, and he had a large knife that he was working with, and we were actually talking about that, and he looked up and he threw his knife across the yard, and it went right into a tree, perfectly thrown. He was trained for battle, trained for conflict, and yet in so many ways he was a sympathetic man. He loved people, and he was so sympathetic to their needs. Matter of fact, after I resigned as principal of that particular school and went on to a national organization, I still attended the church. And they got another school principal, and in time, he needed to be fired. The board met together with the pastor and said he needs to go. There was some really problems there, and yet he just couldn't do it. I was away on a trip about 2 hours away from our city, and we talked on the phone, and I finally said, "Are you wanting me to come and let him go?" "Well, would you?" So I came back and met with the board and got the authorization and the severance package, called in the school principal, and let him go. When this conflict happened, we lived in the same neighborhood, so our children played together. And during this conflict, I didn't tell my children, and he didn't tell his, that we had problems. So consequently, our children were still friends and still play together. I was truly happy when we were able to resolve this conflict and once again reestablish the relationship as friends that we had. We maintained that until each of us moved to different cities and we lost touch.